Good morning. What's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Welcome back, you guys. It's January 30th. We're here to talk about grace. Grace upon grace. Today's scripture is John 1:16, and our morning version comes from the NASB. And then our evening version of John 1:16 comes from the NIV version. John 1:16 reads, "Of his fullness we have all received, and grace upon grace." It says, you know those days, the perfect ones. Your hair looks great. You nail a work assignment, whether a client presentation, spreadsheet, or getting twins to nap at the same time. You say just the right thing and make someone's day, and then come home to find dinner waiting for you. It's good upon good, blessing upon blessing. Today may not be a perfect day, but you can still take a perfect attitude with you. You can choose to be thankful for God's fullness in your heart and in your life. Be gracious to yourself and to others today. Our prayer is, Lord, thank you that I take your grace with me each and every day. Thank you that even if today isn't perfect, your love for me is. Wow, that's really nice. How often do you guys think about grace? You know, and the fact that it's covering you and that it's supporting you. You know, it's something to think about, I think. Let's read our evening scripture. It says, John 1:16, the NIV version reads, "Out of his fullness we have all received grace in place of grace already given." Ooh, wow. Come on now, let's read it again. Out of his fullness we have all received grace in place of grace already given. So I see your grace and raise you grace. Huh? I double your grace. I sprinkle grace on top of your grace. Huh? Wow. I wash your grace in grace. Let me pour you some more grace in your cup of grace. Come on now. If that don't light your fire, honeybees, your wood is more than wet. Okay? Let's talk about it. It says, being a daughter of the Almighty gains us access to that blessing, that blessed feeling of grace and beauty every day. Even when our circumstances are ordinary or even difficult. God's love is so full and his grace so boundless that when his spirit lives in us, even a flat tire can feel like a blessing. Wow. Our status as beloved daughters and sons of the King guarantees his endless grace. We need only claim it. And then our prayer for the evening is, God, as I go to bed tonight, I pray for your grace to fill my heart. As I think about the different events that happen during the day, I pray that I would know you have lovingly guided me through them. Wow. When I think about the flat tire metaphor, even a flat tire can feel like a blessing. You think about some of the most joyous people you know, some of the most calm, happiest, centered people, you know, it's almost like they have this knowledge that they are blessed, that even if something happens, that God is working it out for their good. And I think we all kind of know it, you know what I mean? We've heard it, and maybe we've all said it one or two times, but the type of individual that I'm talking about, it is their lifestyle to see God in every situation and in everything, that He is continually and perpetually working it out for their good, that He is in charge. He is never not in charge, and His grace abounds. Right? Do y'all know somebody whose lifestyle seems to be their lifestyle? As a matter of fact, I kind of think about that when I look at all of the dedications and the dedicated word and the condolences that have come in for our beloved Cicely Tyson, who passed away some 2 days ago. She seemed to have this lifestyle that supported the notion of grace, of being covered, of being supported by the Father. And her countenance was one of calmness, of stillness, of assuredness. And I dare say her knowledge of His grace and His covering is one of the things that kept that steady in her life. But I'd like to know what you all think about it. But first, before we go and start our Saturday, our question for today is, do you see God's grace poured out upon you today? Thank Him for it. Look for the grace. Look for the grace today. Look for the grace today. Acknowledge it. Acknowledge it out loud if you're with your children or your family members, that it may encourage them. Acknowledge it out loud if you are at work, that it may encourage a co-worker. Acknowledge it out loud to yourself so that you may encourage yourself today. And know that His grace is upon you. Okay? I love you guys so much. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And until next time, honeybees, I'll holler.